let's try, everybody, try to find a seat. If you cannot find a seat yet, then there are some chairs along this way. If not, then you are standing today. That's fine, but try to find a seat and we'll get started in 1 minute. And I think we're gonna get started. That's right. Now that this is that we're live, hi and welcome everybody to our RIA CyberMeetUp. This is March. March is our birthday, because 3 years ago in March we did the first Cyber Meetup, and so that means that happy birthday to Cyber Meetup! Yay! Woo, 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 woo. To celebrate the Cyber Meetup, the birthday, then we obviously have cake later on, and we have Estonians for birthdays when we're kids we eat potato salad. And so we have some potato salad there as well for people who are not Estonians. This is a thing we do. But before we get to do cake and potato salad, or if you're already having potato salad, that's fine. We're gonna do a couple of talks on stage like we always do, so that it would actually be beneficial for you who actually showed up here today in person. We have a very interactive and international showcase today for you. We have some very practical demo for you coming up. And then we have more practical stuff. And then we're going to have some research and science stuff also. And in the end, we're going to talk to you about how to get funding for your research and science stuff. And so we got everything, but so I think to make it worthwhile and so that we could stay on schedule, let's get started. Our first presenters will be Patrik Maldre. He's a Chief Security Officer and co-founder of Guild Security, and his brother Lauri. And Patrik's going to come up first and do a little bit of a demo for us and talk to us about like what is this attack and defense, this whole thing. So take it away.
Thank you very much, Lauri. Hello, everybody. Long-time listener, first-time speaker at the RIA CyberMeetUp. So it's my pleasure to be here today. So today we're going to do a practical technical demo like Lauri said. So first of all, Lauri, great name. My brother over here will be joining us next. So we are here representing Guild Security. So we are creating a new company to train the next generation of Europe's cyber defenders. And we have boot camps and programs that I'll tell you about afterwards. But I myself have been working in offensive security, vulnerability management, threat intelligence, and in security leadership for some time. It's been a joy to come to these cyber meetups, meet all these, and catch up with all these awesome people. But we thought we would take it a little bit more technical than usual. So we were inspired by last month's presentation by Mert on the RIA annual security report. There were a lot of words. I thought maybe some of us would be interested in seeing what this stuff looks like on computers as well. So we were taking some of the tactics from the same report that you have in front of you, and we're going to bring them to life here as we go. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do an attack part of the demo. Then my brother Lauri is going to come in for the defensive part, and then we'll talk a little bit about our company as well. So this is meant to be a demo. It's not meant to be like super hyper realistic, just illustrating some of the attacks and defensive moves at play. So we were going to do a live demo as we were preparing it, realized that would take the whole hour, so we got videos for you all. Okay, so let's get started. So here we are taking a look at the RIA annual report. We see the vulnerability of the year, React for Shell, major web application vulnerability. So this is what we're going to be exploiting next. There's a ton of research about this particular thing, the CVE there. There's also a lot of scripts and exploits already available on the web, so we're going to utilize some of these. So we have 3 systems in our demo environment. Our attacker machine is Kali Linux, and our 2 target machines are meant to be internet-facing web servers, basically, that we're going to target as part of this attack. So here we have our Kali machine. We have a Windows and a Linux machine as well. So as we see once again from the information security report, there was a case of React for Shell being exploited, but also a prominent case where an executive had leaked passwords and RDP was exposed. So we're going to show this exploitation path as well. Right, so we're on our attacker host here. These 2 are our Windows server and our Linux server at the 209 and 139 addresses. So here we are, we're looking at the Windows server. Previously we were looking at our attack server. This is our vic.tim user, and this is our Linux server that's going to be hosting the web application at the 139 address. Okay, so let's get started. We have these leaked passwords, pretend leaked passwords, and we're going to set up some ransomware. We're going to show you some exploits and an RDP attack as well. So you can easily collect exploits for this vulnerability from various GitHub repos. We've gone ahead and done that. Those are the green things you see down at the bottom there. Here we have our ransomware command and control server ready to receive our stolen files and provide the recovery key that we'll use later. And here's basically our simulated malware portal called Tony, an offensive security tool. So what we're going to do next, and what you'll see here, is essentially we're going to scan our target systems. We can see that the RDP, remote desktop, is listening on 3389 there, and also that there was an interesting web application on port 3001. Next thing we're going to do is do a password attack, try to target this Windows server's remote desktop, see if we can get access to it. So we have the executive's name and the leaked password, but this is going to fail because we don't have the correct username here. So we're doing a brute force attack, trying a bunch of these leaked passwords, and it has failed. So we need to do some more recon. We need to try a little harder. What we're going to do next is we're going to explore this web application and this React to Shell vulnerability. So looking further back up in our scans, we can see that there's a web server. This is the Windows server, but next we'll see web server listening on port 3001. We see an interesting response, HTTP response, saying that there's a next framework at play. So this is one of the 2 things that the the React to Shell vulnerability affected. So here we have our fake web application, totally not a real secure bank. If we take a look at the source, we can also confirm that it's running the Next framework. So Next and React were the 2 things that were relevant to the React to Shell vulnerability. So using some of our scans that we've downloaded from the internet, we can start to confirm that this web server is vulnerable to this, and using a nuclei scanner tool also, we can see that indeed this web server is vulnerable to this critical vulnerability. So next we're going to, sorry it doesn't show it on the screen, but we're going to use an exploit. First we're going to navigate to the right directory. Sorry, I'm not perfect. Now we're going to use an exploit to hack the machine, and we've done it. So we've hacked the Linux machine. We can see that we're root. We're checking where we are. We have gotten code execution on this Linux machine now. So you can see that's the server we're attacking. It's on the same IP address. So now that's a different system than ours, but we've gotten onto it. We've hacked it, right? So now we're going to take a look at some of the users on this device. We're going to find the vic.tim user on this one. And now that's going to help us with our brute force attack against the Windows server. So now that we have the correct username and we use our leaked passwords, if the screen was showing you right, we see pwned on the bottom. Our tool has confirmed that we have a correct username and password combination. So next we're going to target this Windows server. We're going to use the remote desktop connection tool with the correct passwords that we've discovered and log on to the server. So here we are on the Windows server. We've hacked another one, right? So we are now the vic.tim user. Now let's go expand our access. So we're going to deploy some malware on this thing. So we're going to use our existing access to run another tool called Tony on this thing. So that we can have two different forms of access to this particular machine. So we have PowerShell, remote desktop access, as well as basically our malware deployed on that particular machine. So we can see that we can now run commands from our malware, simulated malware, offensive security tool console as well. So now we have really pwned this thing. We have good access to it. What are we going to do next? Steal some files and ransomware this thing, just like the report right in front of you warned you about. So we've got some simulated files on this thing, the secure bank. We've got some customers, some accounts, and so on. All these critical files about to get encrypted. Okay, so we're going to use our malware to upload a ransomware executable. We are going to select our simulated ransomware in the form of a PowerShell script, and we are going to deploy that ransomware. So now we've uploaded it to the target machine, and we're about to run it on there. Sadly, the screen is cut off from where I'm currently running the commands, I think. Let's just everybody enjoy that Tron hacking music while we wait for me to complete that command. It's happening, I promise. The ransomware, it's about to start. I believe it. I'm very confident. Anytime now. The files, they're about to get encrypted. Bam, that's the command. Let's do this thing. Okay. So now we take a look at our ransomware command and control server. We can see that we have received a connection back from our target victim. We have generated a recovery key. We've stolen all of those critical files. We've encrypted them. Now the target is having a really bad day. All their files are encrypted. We've got the recovery key. They're going to have a nasty README in that folder, and the criminal, sadly, in this case, has won. But that's not where the story ends. So, of course, for every criminal out there, there's a security professional, like many of us in this room, ready to save the day. So next we're going to simulate some defensive moves that are going to stop the ransomware right before it gets executed. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to my brother, Lauri.
Good evening. So I got roped into this by Patrik, and I'm going to be talking about the defensive side of things. So as you have seen, we have two systems on our little network, a Ubuntu and a Microsoft server. The premise is that we have been brought in as a third-party security consultant. We have installed Wazoo to enable more logging and more to make the system more secure. And we immediately see that there has been a remote desktop connection from the .170, and now the video is covering it, but there is a RDP attack from a Kali machine, and from the details we see that it's also from that same .170 machine. So our next step is to see whether the session is still active, which it is, and so we go ahead and kill that session. And next we turn to Windows Defender, see why this hasn't picked up anything. And we can see that all the controls have been turned off, no doubt to save some time on some tasks by someone or something like that. So we run a custom scan, just for demonstration purposes only on this victim's desktop folder to save time. Otherwise we could be here for a long time. We see that we have found a threat. And we let Defender do its thing. And while doing that, we also check out the location where the malware was found. And we find that there's a file there called ransomware, which we promptly delete in case we have an imminent attack. And it's always good to change provide a new and improved password for the user as one of the measures. We also turn off RDP for the time being until we can make our system secure again. And we also close our add rules to the firewall to block off both the incoming traffic from the .170 IP address and the outbound traffic from that same address. And while we have done that, then we turn over to our Ubuntu system, and we can see that the web server is running, and we have also enabled some more logging for that system, and we notice that we have that same .170 IP address with some suspicious activity. So for the Ubuntu server, we also go and change the firewall rules to block off traffic from that attacking .170 address. And our next step is to update the software for both Next and React to the latest versions, which are not susceptible to the React-to-Shell vulnerability. And so we've shown you how to clean up these or block these attackers, and also block their access to our system. And so now Patrik will come back and talk more about guild security.
Thank you, Lauri. Right, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed our demo. We wanted to bring some of these tactics and defensive moves to life in front of you. And we also want to tell you a little bit about our new startup, Guild Security. So we provide training and boot camps. If any of this was interesting, inspiring, if you want to learn more, if you want to grow your skills in attack and defense, then talk to us after the presentations. Just a few words before we give up the stage, though. Guild Security, founded by Margus and myself over here, born in Estonia, focused on Europe, open to the world. So what we want to do is provide training, events, create a community around this thing that we care about a lot. We have a partnership with the #1 rated US cybersecurity bootcamp, and the name is inspired by the fact that we want to combine the best of medieval guilds and modern startups. So we have a women-only bootcamp that we're running starting in April, and a full 12-week cybersecurity bootcamp that's open to everybody starting in May. This thing is going to have live instructors, professional projects, career support, and the entire idea is to take you from zero technical experience, but a great attitude, to being able to be a junior specialist in the cybersecurity field, where you'll be able to conduct the types of attacks that we've been doing, learn some of the defensive moves, and find your path in this field and career that we love. So, join our guild. If you're a student, register for our programs. If you're a leader, talk to us if you want to train your staff. If you want to sponsor women in security, come reach out as well. Instructors, come out and teach for us, and join our social channels and events to create this community. And yeah, join our guild. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I do always appreciate a production value, you know, like the soundtrack, Tron, and you know, like everything like that. That's good. All right, let's take one question from the audience right there. What do you have for us?
Eugene, because it's a birthday event, that's why I'm asking this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
From offensive side, how you make sure that Windows is not honeypot?
Well, technically, it was a honeypot. Yeah. In a real world scenario, I mean, how do you make sure that the Windows server is not a honeypot? Gain deep access. Do your recon. Try to identify, you know, whether it's potentially too good to be true. The way that you do that is essentially recon in the system after exploitation, right? So if you manage to gain system access, gain access to the full thing, right? Check out its network connections, check out its activity, check out what security technologies on it, check out what files are there, and you know, do your recon basically. Mm-hmm.
Well, eventually, honeypots are designed not to show that they're honeypots, but you know, like you know, you're eventually going to hit some anyways if you're doing offensive things. But great. All right, you guys are going to stick around here later on. If you have questions for these guys, come and see them and talk to them afterwards. We're going to continue. Give another round of applause to Patrik and Lauri, please. All right. We're going to go on. An ex-colleague of mine, Andres. All right, right there you are. Come on up here. You've been up here before, right? And you've been on the stage here before. No? No, I haven't. Okay. Well, anyways, then welcome, and it's good to see you again.
You too.
All right.
I was told I have to use the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Andres. There is a clicker. There is a clicker. I work for a little company called Wise, and Kaisa and the others asked me to come and talk for 15 minutes about what we do and how we do it. So we're going to talk about how we do it. I know quite a few in the room, but those of you who don't know me, I'm Andres. I'm a SecOps engineer at Wise. As was said by Lauri, I used to work at CERT-E. I've done all sorts of various weird other things besides that as well. Just to set some context, I understand this is an Estonian crowd, so let's try harder. How many here have heard about Wise? Nice to see. Yes, Tormi. It would be kind of weird if you hadn't heard about Wise before. That's my team lead sitting there. I do have moral support as well for this. So we move money, and we kind of move a lot of money. We have about 15 million customers, and we move about 36 billion each quarter, per quarter. And I think those numbers are probably out of date by now, even though they are the official stats that we publish. We hold about over 75 licenses. Licenses here meaning 75 financial service licenses. So that's per country, with 8 direct payment integrations. So We are integrated into central banks in 8 different countries. So as ChatGPT suggested about how many tabs someone in security has open on a calm day, I would say my calm day is probably 150 tabs, but you do you, ChatGPT. And about 8,000 people. 8,000 people right now. When I joined, it was 1,200. A year ago, it was 6,000. Next year, it'll probably be God knows what. So we are growing rapidly. And then there's this little piece of WISE, out of all of those 8,000, who kind of have to keep all of this secure. We have about 1,000 engineers running about 1,000 microservices that produce massive amounts of code every day. Thanks to AI nowadays, it's even more code than before. A lot of SaaS applications. The love that WISErs have for SaaS applications is incredible. We wish it wasn't so incredible, but it is. And a bunch of other things as well. And so there's a little over 50 people nowadays who are in charge of all of that. They're split across 7 teams. So we have SecOps, we have security platform. One prevents incidents, the other one reacts to incidents. We have AppSec, explanation unnecessary, I assume. GRC handles all of the paperwork and all of the auditors, which there are a lot. We'll talk about that a bit more. We have controls. Custodium is quite an important concept in financial services. So we even watch ourselves all the time. And spread out across 4 locations. This is just a security team. WISE has more offices than I can count across the planet. But to get to the meat of things, how and why we do security, I cannot. Chill. This is a bit not sturdy. Maybe these are some things that set us apart a bit. Maybe by now they are quite standard. But since there's only 15 minutes, I thought long and hard about what to talk about. And I thought I'd try to distill some of the principles that we kind of try and follow when we're doing security at WISE. And historically across the company as well, WISE has been an engineering company, first and foremost. Obviously, as I said, we have 1,000 engineers, but at 8,000 employees, there's 7,000 people doing all of the other vital things that we need. But at its core, it's always been an engineering company, and we've kind of brought this over to security as well, is that we approach it fully as an engineering problem. It's even the policies and processes and all of those we try and tackle as an engineering problem. Nowadays, our security policies live in GitHub. They are version controlled. Changes to them are pull requests. And it doesn't stop there. Policies are GitHub. Procedures are GitHub. Detection rules. All of the tooling, all of the code, all of the data analysis that we do, everything lives as code. Goes through reviews, etc. And you'll hear this theme a lot. We have a lot of external people who look at all of that and kind of ask, why hasn't this been reviewed for the last year? The second major point is automation. Nowadays, a little bit of AI mixed in there as well. And we do use quite a bit of AI nowadays as well. But we try and automate as much as possible. This kind of comes into the whole scalability side of things. We're over 50 people in the security team, and 5 years ago we were less than 20, and you have to scale that growth. You can't just keep growing the security team linearly with the rest of the company. It just doesn't work like that. And boring before space aliens. Any thoughts on what that might mean? I know some of you have been on B-sides and have heard that sentence before, but you probably don't remember. No? Stick to the basics. I think one of our previous leads used to joke about the fact that if you can't catch Emotet in your network, there's kind of no point in going after APTs. We always try and tackle all of the basics first and have all of those things in order. But we can't really do it all alone. And I think one of the great things about WISE is that we've been able to build this culture that it's not just the security team who cares about the security of our customers, our fellow WISErs, and everybody else, but all of the other teams also pitch in. Security is part of the wider platform tribe. Nowadays there's about 35 teams and close to, I don't know, 350 people there. These are basically sysadmins, well, fancy sysadmins. And nowadays we get detection rules as PRs from pretty much all 35 teams. And not only them, outside of those teams as well. We get reports. We've done a couple of internal hackathons where we've had people in our iOS guild do vulnerability research and flag like, I mean, this could be used, let's try and fix it. And that is just really awesome to see and takes a lot of the burden off from us, especially if we talk about my team's HackOps. If you need to monitor 50 different systems that are complex, very specialized beasts in and of itself, it's really hard to figure out all of the ways that can be attacked. But if you have those other teams who are actually maintaining and building that system day in, day out, they understand it way better than we ever could. And then them contributing all of these, like, I know I can do this thing in this system, and that's bad. Let me help security out. And finally, WISE has this concept, I think nowadays it's called empowered teams. It's not autonomous teams anymore, but it's empowered teams. And what that means is that all of the teams are given a lot of freedom in what they do and how they do it. In WISE, it's very uncommon that a lead or a boss will come and tell you, like, you need to do this. Usually what happens is engineers or people sit down together as a team, decide this is the most value for the company, and then they go and explain to the lead, this is why we think it's the most value to the company. So usually that engineer level actually decides what gets done. And security can't be the blocker there. We have to enable the rest of the company to actually produce value, to move fast. So we always try and figure out ways on how can we not block them? How can we enable the company to do its business? Because without the company doing its business, without us moving billions, there's really no point in security to be here. So we always try to keep that in mind. As I mentioned, 75 licenses, financial services company. I'm not allowed to say bank because we're not a bank officially. But everything we do in security gets audited. Hard, like really hard. We have an internal joke that we are probably one of the most heavily regulated companies on the planet. Because out of those 75 licenses, almost all of them have a regulator, and the regulator goes like, okay, I need to audit financial companies. Let me take ISO or PCI, change the answers a little bit, and this is now my regulation that everybody has to follow. And we don't have 60 CISOs like Barclays or somebody else has. We have one. We have a couple of regional CISOs ISOs by now, but essentially this 50-person security team has to comply with PCI, ISO, SOC 1, type 1 and type 2, about 60 different regulations, our financial audits and everything else between, all of the time. So it's one big audit rally all the time. Why that automation, why all of those things are important as well is how do you continually, constantly, to multiple different people who are asking the same question with a bit of a different wording, how do you prove to all of them that you are actually doing the right thing? And we don't look at it as, we never look at it as, let's try and do the right thing as the compliance standard says. It's rather about, let's do the secure thing, but let's figure out a way on how to do it so that our auditors are also happy about what we are doing. So historically, we've had months-long discussions around with some auditors around why the NIST standard around not doing password rotations is a good thing and why we are doing it. I think for 1 year for our PCI license, it took us like 3 months of fighting with the auditor until they realized that, okay, the NIST standard actually has a point and maybe it's fine that you follow it. And then finally, one of WISE's core pillars is mission zero. What that means is eventually we want to make it so that you can move money across borders and between currencies for free. You don't pay anything on top of that. To get to that, our service has to scale. That also means security has to scale. And it doesn't always mean cheap, but it does mean that we have to do things efficiently. Why I also said, like, even if WISE hires 1,000 people, why can't security hire another 100 people to them? All of those things. Looking at the data that we produce, understanding what's actually happening in the company, and figuring out ways on how to make it as efficient as we can. And yeah, non-linear, as I mentioned, we have one CISO, not 65 like many other traditional banks might have. So, while all of the security squad at WISE is amazing, all of those 17, all of those 50 people, still have a little time. I do work in the SOC team. And I'm speaking here, so you have no other options but to get an extra dose of security operations. So I listed out on the right-hand side what we officially do. Those are our service offerings. What it actually looks like, if anybody's worked in the SOC, you can relate, is this. We handle fires. They are constant. They are ever-growing all the time, and we prioritize which ones. But we do it through 4 different service offerings. Incident response, threat hunting, detection engineering, threat intelligence. But maybe even more important, those are pretty standard nowadays for most SOC teams, but maybe more important than that is what don't we do? We don't do tiers in the SOC. There is no tier 1 analyst, no tier 2 analyst. There's currently, as of this month, there's now 12 people plus Tormi there in the SOC team. No, it's 12 with you. 13. But there is no tiers. There is no analyst roles. We're all engineers, but all of those engineers do an on-duty rotation. So if you create a detection rule, and if it's a bad one, then a maximum a month later, you get to feel for a week how bad of a rule you created. So we have this nice feedback loop of don't produce bad detection rules, Otherwise, you're going to feel just exactly how bad it is, and you have to deal with it. And so we've decided on this for multiple reasons. As I mentioned, automation is really important for us. So that's one of the reasons we want everybody to be an engineer. We want everybody in the team to be able to automate away as much of their job as possible, which also means it'll scale better. We also want those people to actually have like a growth path. In WISE, you wouldn't just be, you know, be a SOC analyst for X number of years and then figure out you have nothing else interesting to do here. You will always be an engineer as well. You will always do engineering projects. As I said, there's 35 other platform teams. Maybe someday you get sick of security and you want to go and learn how to build Kubernetes clusters or how to design Kafka clusters that move billions and trillions of messages per second. Or maybe you want to go and figure out how to deploy highly scalable CI systems. Or maybe you just want to go and write Java. I'm not sure why, but it's an option. And as I mentioned, it's now up to 13 people. And we've managed to go over to a follow the sun model. I remember back in the early days, I spent about a year straight on call. Or, well, there was 3 of us all the time on call. And now it's nice and quiet. It's almost a vacation. Your on call is about 8 hours, your working day. You can actually like sleep. It's nice. But that doesn't mean we still don't see a lot of things, a lot of weird things, a lot of cool things. Some brief examples. Custom malware, quite a bit. I think it's been about 5 years since the first time we saw us being integrated into banking malware. And fast forward now 5 years to right about now, we are slowly starting to see malware samples that are specifically designed to target just our customers. It's not even that we're integrated into banking malware that targets 50 different banks. It's literally we're seeing malware that is specifically designed just and only for our customers. DDoS is by now, thank God for Cloudflare. I think the latest stats were anywhere from 30 to 40 DDoSes a month. Thanks to Cloudflare, most of those are, yes, it happened, but that's about it. But those are common occurrences. Some of the easterly neighbor motivated groups we just don't pay attention to anymore because we don't care about them. They can't really do anything sensible. Phishing sites number in the hundreds per month, usually. It obviously fluctuates. We can talk about some recent campaigns. There's a lot of ad-based things. What did Tormi tell me the last stats were? 2,000? Yeah, so meta ads being the latest problem we are dealing with, where we are seeing about 2,000 unique sites, phishing sites, targeting our customers roughly per month. Every ad they take out, there's a new AI-generated website to go along with it. Alongside all of the regular stuff or the cool stuff, there's also the commonplace stuff. Click fix has been a problem for us as it has been for quite a few other people. Deepfakes. We have seen some pretty impressive AI video generation of a lot of people. And Cloudflare does interesting statistics. So 1.4 trillion is what Cloudflare thinks of all the things we've seen in about a year. Obviously, take that number with a grain of salt. thing. Thing is everything that Cloudflare thinks is bad.
Is this the sales argument?
Yes, this is the sales argument. Since this is live streamed, I'm maybe staying a bit high level, but yes, Cloudflare has seen 1.4 trillion things. It's a pretty number, just accept it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very, very much. We were a bit, let's keep questions later. Are you staying around for a little while?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. All right. Ask him questions right after the official part is over, because we're going to continue. One more applause, please. We're going to change pace a little bit because, you know, we've heard about this very practical way of doing security. Now we're going to listen a little bit about like what do researchers do, how to make things better, maybe in a longer perspective. And we have two friends and colleagues from the Czech Republic, Czechia, coming here to talk about their research projects in cybersecurity. And we'll give them some time to introduce their projects. If you can, if you do find some collaboration points there, good. If not, also good. But you know, like let's see what the research world is up to nowadays. Come on up here, Lukáš.
Thank you, Lauri. So, hi everyone. I have to move back a little. So I am here I arrived yesterday, and I thought about this event, and I thought that it is kind of stand-up, but probably no. So in the next 6 minutes, I would like to say some basic facts about our new project QARC. And my name is Lukáš Malina. I am from Brno University of Technology, and I am responsible for research and development activities in this project on the side of coordinator. And we, as the Brno University of Technology, coordinate this project, which is quite big because we have 15 partners, and I am very happy that we have the 6 partners from Czechia, Estonia Excellence Hub in cybersecurity. So this is quite impressive success from CHESS project that we are able to get this project for next 3 years, where we will dedicate it to quantum cryptography and quantum resistant cryptography in practice. So the project basically aims at the practical deployment of post-quantum crypto into the practice in several pilots, which I will show you. Yes, so the project is research and innovation type, and you can check our project on our website. And yeah, so in the nutshell, the QARC is about, let's say, designing the post-quantum cryptography, which is currently missing. I mean that we already have a couple of standards for signing and or for key establishment, but we need more. We need maybe more advanced and more complicated structures which can allow us maybe securely electronic voting systems, and maybe authentication, maybe some multi-party signatures, and so on. So in the basic research, we would like to dedicate it to these activities. Of course, we have also the companies on the board, so we would like to focus on secure implementations in both aspects, in software and also in hardware. And of course, in the later stage of the project, we will pilot our results in the practical settings. And the project is also special due to that we have 5 national cybersecurity agencies on the board. So this is quite a unique opportunity how to bring not only the economy, not only the industry, but also the government bodies into the applied research. Okay, so now there is the list of whole consortium. You can see that we are spread across the Europe. We have the 5 universities, 5 companies, and 5 national agencies. So we are well balanced, and as I mentioned, the 6 partners come up from CHESS project. So what is the impact of the QARC, what we would like to achieve? So in the end of the project, we will hope that, or we hope now that we will provide the best practice software and hardware implementations that will be secure against the various attacks like side channel attacks or fault injection attacks, because we cooperate on that with the top-tier universities and teams in the Europe, so we hope that we will get the nice results. And regarding the implementation in the practice, so we will focus on 3 pilots, a government where we will deal mainly with e-voting, then the cloud security, how to securely storage the clouds, how to deal with the key management, and other aspects, and also our partner, Red Hat, will focus on authentication in the network. They would like to somehow upgrade the Kerberos that will withstand the future quantum threats. And of course, the network agencies will build the network where they will cooperate each other and exchange the best practices, strategies. They will work on roadmaps. So I hope that Europe will be cooperate on that and will produce the more stronger results. Okay, so maybe just to show up that we also plan some non-technical objectivities and KPIs. We definitely plan to organize a couple of workshops and awareness, maybe some awareness events, some camps, some small conferences where we will not only spread our results, but we will give the floor to all of you if you would like to also contribute into the state-of-the-art or in the practical aspects in the post-quantum cryptography and quantum resistance. So this is all from my side, and I only would like to invite you to follow us on the LinkedIn or check our websites. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We're not going to take questions right now. Will you stick around here and be able, if you want to talk about post-quantum cryptography or quantum resistance in practice, then this is your guy. I mean,
yes, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. One more time. And next up, Masaryk. Come on up here and talk to us about the other project.
Okay, the other project. It's about cats. And I'm taking questions now. Do you have questions about cats? Go ahead.
How cute they are. About I thought you meant real cats.
Yeah, it's real. It falls out of the window, or you throw it out of the window, it lands on 4. I hope you have the same saying in Estonian. And I will be talking about 4 tools. We have a project called, with the acronym CCAT, and we are pushing through 4 tools I want to mention to you. And in case any of these tools is of interest, I want to hear from you. Pass me a business card, drop me an email, whatever, because we are pushing these tools out of the universities, and we are actually deploying them with partners within the project. But from next year on, we are ready to support anybody who wants to utilize these tools and maybe develop some special features for them. Tool number 1, I expect to be of interest to nearly anybody in the room. TLS Scanner is a great tool that started as an academic project to scan servers, you know, take Alexa top 10,000, scan all servers over the internet, and figure out whether they used old version of SSL of that time or whatever. This tool developed quite a bit. And now you can have national agency like German BSI or American NIST declaring this is the list how to operate TLS, which these agencies do. And TLS Scanner, for example, can tell you what servers are adhering to the policies requested by the national agency or regulator, where you are failing, where you are actually delivering what is supposed to be in the place. Second tool is actually a tool set, scrutiny. It was a lot of tools that actually played quite a big role in relatively recent history of Estonia. Exchange of national IDs or part of national IDs in 2017, Roca attack, many of these things were discovered thanks to the tools of scrutiny. If you want to examine your TPM deployment in the institution, if you are considering smart cards, cryptographic libraries, and you want to know a bit about them, how they work, whether you are really getting from your supplier what you hope to be getting if you order 10,000 smart cards, scrutiny toolset is what you should care about. Alvi is a tool coming from our friends in Italy. And in case you develop FPGA secure solutions, Alvi is a tool that you may want to consider to deploy them in a secure and reliable manner. Last but not least, CCAT is a tool we developed at Masaryk University. And if certification schemes like Common Criteria, EUCC, FIPS 140 for crypto modules give you a ring, then this is a tool that you definitely want to use to explore the ecosystem, analyze competition, figure out what are dependencies of your product, and many others. The project will have a very decent advisory board. I hope decent is an acceptable word. Representatives of institutions from Estonia, Czechia, Germany, and most likely also ENISA are people who will help us steering the ship in the right way. This is not an ivory tower project from academia. This is a project where 4 tools that already have been played with in the industry are now deployed in the industry and will be opening to the outsiders from next year on. In case you care, we are on this social media. Here is the link to the website, and here is my email. If you care about any of these 4 tools, drop me an email. We will register you, and once we are reaching out, which will be winter of this year, we will be very happy to support you in using one of our 4 tools. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Václav will be here, and you can come and ask him questions about this this project as well. Both of them will be definitely be here. But I want to finish up this cyber meetup with me and my colleague Kaisa and talk to you about very shortly about how these kinds of projects need to work out and what is needed for them to actually actually work out. And what they need is money. That's basically a big part of this. If you're a private company, a large company who is funding their own security and doing projects on top of that, that's great. But for a lot of these cybersecurity research questions, a lot of public money is needed, and the European Union, through research grants, they provide them. Right now, starting this Monday, another round of research funding is open in cybersecurity. This is, it wasn't open on the 3rd, but it was basically just open on you know, beginning of this this week. But all in all, there are now funding opportunities open for anybody to actually put together a consortium to do such projects as we heard, like QARC and CCAT. This is a lot of work. Like you heard, there's 15 partners in one of them. There's 13 partners in the other one, I think. Was it 13? Right? No.
Please refer to focus. 9.
Oh, only 9. Oh, 9, okay. Really like smooth and, you know, like compact, like 9. But you got to understand that these projects are very high competition, so you need a good set of partners. And if your organization is a good partner, you could be part of these bigger projects. And I'm just going to go through a couple of these. There's only 3 calls in cybersecurity that were open. I'm just going to do a short overview because you or your AI agent or whatever is going to do a much better overview after this. But the logic goes like this. There are 3 ones, and the first one is called Approaches and Tools for Security in Software and Hardware Development and Assessment. Right? Right. So these are this is one of the calls which is focusing on actually you have to focus either one of 2 things. One is either you focus on the secure and trusted chip architectures, so you are working out security of microchips or just computer chips in general, or you're going to be focusing on the other side, which is the software supply chain security, which means that there should be frameworks for hardware and software supply chains, building of this root of trust architecture, secure lifestyle management. You can also think about security testing methodologies, formal verification approaches, AI-driven security testing methodologies, and such. But these are going to be like longer-term scientific research approaches to this whole thing. If you think that your organization could be part of this, is interested in this, then this could be a project for you. What else do we have? Advanced cryptographic schemes, high assurance, high speed cryptographic implementations. This is a little similar to what QARC is doing a little bit, because this one is more about math. And so this is going to be like a math project. You need to find partners who are both good at working out primitives in cryptography, so that they could be part of this big collection of post-quantum cryptography, but also the ones that could actually apply them, test them, verify them to see whether this could be also in practice. Formal verification is a very specific thing, but this is, again, if you are listening in and you're like, hey, we do formal verification and we do it well, so this could also be something for you. The third one is about the enhancing the security, privacy, and robustness of AI models and systems. This one is not about using AI to do things, but it is about how to figure out, like innovative defense mechanisms for AI models and methodologies for detecting for when AI models or agents have gone bad, or if they're being attacked, if it is not right, if it's not good. Also, privacy-enhancing technologies for AI. So, so that we wouldn't be putting all of our clients' data on these models and then allowing them to be basically open to whoever is running the model. What are these kinds of things? How can we research them, and how can we actually help get those AI models more robust and more capable of resisting different classes of manipulation and resistance? So all of these three topics have basically this guidance that they could be a 2 to 3 million project or 4 to 5 million project each. There are going to be some acceptable, number of projects who you put in your project proposal, and then they work out. This is going to be open, this call is going to be open until September. So from now until September, everybody's going to have time to kind of like figure out whether they are either part of this, they want to be part of this as a partner. If you are a university or a larger partner, will you want to be part of this as a coordinator, putting things together? But to figure this out, to help you figure this out, we have an event for you so that you could actually figure this out with not just the Estonian bunch here, but with a little bit of a larger bunch across the sea. So Kaisa, come on up here and tell us about the event.
Yes, thank you very many. Those are horizon calls, meaning that they have a bit different funding system. Those can be funding 100% of your projects. There's also a Digital Euro program that helps you fund up to 50, maybe 75%. And regarding the events, those are meant for you to find those wonderful partners. Raise a hand if you participated in Connect for Cyber Tallinn in January. Wow, that's actually quite good. Raise a hand if you participated in August 25 in Helsinki in Connect for Cyber. Okay, let me welcome you to Stockholm on the 23rd of April, where we will have the third part of our event series. The ones who have been to this event know that over there you can get more information about different funding opportunities, ones that are already open, so Horizon, this is where we will focus on, and the ones, the other opportunities such as Digital Euro program, what are going to be open. And in these events, you will find those potential partners to your projects from the region. Well, mostly, of course, Sweden, Estonia, and Finland, but also we have a network behind us who will be also invited. This time, the host is Swedish version of RIA. Swedish Civil Defense and Resilience Agency, remember that. We would like to invite you there with the Estonian delegation. Together, it's a better opportunity to also network. And after that, we also will open a possibility to extend your visit in Stockholm to another day, where we would take you to research agency of Sweden, where they would introduce Cyber Range and perhaps, who knows, maybe something else. Otherwise, a very easy, very overall, we'll give you an overview of the possibilities, the information, give a pitching opportunity, some of which use the opportunity both in Helsinki and Tallinn, and then lets you get going with the projects, or just find good partners otherwise. And it could be a one-day trip. I checked. 7 a.m. Flight from Tallinn and 7 a.m. in Sweden. That's how we go. Or you do this as a two-day trip. If you have any questions regarding this Connect for Cyber, then I will also send invitations through the CyberMeetUp mailing list, and just let me know. let me know. We welcome you there. The other opportunity for events, just a shout out, is webinars. If you're interested in participating in Digital Europe program, then later on you can tell how many QR codes you counted with this presentation. Then there is this Step for All project that brings together the national contact points of DEP, Digital Europe program. And those national contact points aren't only cyber, but they are organizing also different webinars and events to help applicants to apply and to get to know all the importance. And for example, on the 23rd of March, there is a webinar teaching how to do a DEP proposal. I would recommend you to participate. Those are all Zoom webinars and those are registration links. Later on you can also check the recording and register through that. But all in all, I welcome you to different events and there are many more ongoing. So let me know if you have questions during the networking time and enjoy the evening.
All right. All right, applause, yeah. With this, we have overwhelmed you with information and we're sorry about that. No, we're actually not, but it's something to say. We're going to finish this up. Thank you very much for being part of this birthday edition of Cyber Meetup. Now it's time for some cake, some potato salad, if there's any left. I'm not sure if there's any left. A little is left, so go and grab them. Find the speakers, ask them questions, get some drinks, and there are some bars around here that you can actually extend your networking things. And with this, everybody watching us online, thank you very much, and everybody in here, have a good night.